Christmas, there is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true.
This hat, I'll look just like Saint Nick.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel.
You're as cuddly as a cactus and as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch.
You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Just face the music, you're a monster, Mr. Grinch, yes you are.
Your heart's an empty hole.
Your brain is full of spiders, you got alligators, oh, Mr. Grinch. Well, I wouldn't touch you with a 39 and a half foot pole.
smile.
You have all the tender sweetness
of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given the choice between you, I'd take the seasick crocodile.
And here we are, race fans. How are we all doing on this fine Thursday evening? I almost said afternoon. It is quite literally almost 7:30 at night. It is me, Ryan, Jim, the Gooner, whatever you want to call me. I go by a bunch of different names, and once again, I'm bringing out the nickname. I am joined by Big D Dakota Isgrig over here. How we doing, bud? I okay. So I was worried about pulling the trigger last week, and then after the joke that we pulled and the talk we had after said discussion, it's happening. Oh no, hold on. Stuff and things are happening. You can't hear you. Can you speak now?
Hello, hello.
Oh, there he be. The man, the myth, legend.
We are here. We are ready. There's never a dull moment on this channel, I promise you that.
There is not. You know, and one of these days I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna know what I'm doing. But today is not that day. We're still in practice here. We got about mere seconds. I'm not really sure because I don't have it pulled up right this second.
We are crossing 30 seconds as we speak.
Oh, nice. While we're waiting, I will take this time to thank all of our sponsors. The Dude. We have James Wagner's Welding. Then also there are two more. I need to find the logos so I pronounce names correctly. I hope I don't butcher this. Ipswich Bay Soap. I believe it's Ipswich. That's
Sounds like a real thing.
if I'm wrong. Eric, I'm sorry. And as well as Maritime Carwash Sales and Services. We appreciate you all for everything that you do for Renegade Racing, and we're here to get some good old qualifying laps in to see how this race is gonna pan out.
Well, you know what they say about qualifying, Ryan? You want to start at the front because then you have all the other racers starting behind you.
You know, I have heard somebody say that before, but I've never once followed that.
You know, especially in these kinds of races, sometimes that may not be true, but at the end of the day, if you finish first, you will win the race. So
that, you know what? Truer words have never been spoken. You heard it here first. We're on board with Ben Ryan here. See how his qualifying lap goes. You can't help but think that old Benny Two Names is certainly gonna be a force to be reckoned with in this race.
Yeah, you have to imagine he's just shown an incredible amount of consistency, and especially these non-dirt oval tracks like this. I think we'll see some special performances tonight.
Um, along with Mr. Benny, Barry Tolson, he's always a force to be reckoned with, no matter what he's driving. I believe Eric will be up there as well. Probably Adam. Adam seems like he knows what he's doing when he's behind the wheel.
No, absolutely. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good one. I think these mini stocks are gonna give us some pretty solid racing. I think they're kind of perfect to turn Charlotte sort of almost more into like a super speedway style race with just these mini stocks. I think if you start running some of these more high powered cars, it kind of gets to be a little more technical. But I think we could see a lot of drafting going on in this one, cause a little bit of chaos.
Speaking of chaos, Liam Beebe is in the session. But it seems as though he is not deciding to qualify, which is honestly probably scary for everybody else, because that means that Liam's got some catching up to do, and we know how Liam can be behind the wheel.
Absolutely. We've seen the strategy from him before, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I'm sure everyone else is going to be quaking in their boots just a little bit, knowing that he's just going to be just a few inches behind him at some point.
I'm very excited to see how this race goes. Of the ones who did qualify, Jeff Mills looks to have taken the pole, with Barry Tollison having quite literally the same time as Jeff. And then right behind Barry Tollison and Jeff Mills is Adam Sprinkle.
Absolutely. The top three separated by only a couple hundredths of a second. So you know that we're going to have some guys at the front who are going to feel like they have some pace, and we'll see if they can translate that into race pace. But at least over a single lap, they are all right there.
I am very excited to see how this pans out, and we are certainly going to be in for a very good race tonight, and it looks like we have a pretty full roster on the track this evening, which is always great to see.
Absolutely. Always good to get some more people in the mix, some more wild cards even. More people just means more fun.
You know what else that means?
Hit me with it.
More chaos.
Oh, he said it.
Oh, he said the thing.
Oh, he said the thing. Well, we got 50 laps in store, so I'm sure we'll see just about anything you could possibly think of over the course of this one.
I am thoroughly excited and ready to see what we are in store for. Also, I would like to mention, it seems as though we have a pretty avid fan in the chat here on the YouTube side of things. Mr. Dylan, hello. We are the two forces on the mic to be reckoned with. I say two, but it's really just, I mean, Dakota is big enough for two of us. I'm just here.
Hey, 2.5 still is better than two. So if anything, we're only growing in number here.
You know what? That might be the nicest thing I've been told today.
Time will tell.
I
But
will
regardless,
indeed tell. I don't know where I was going with that thought process.
Hey, just want to
That's
make
right
sure
here.
nobody else is going to
Oh
qualify.
no. My game
Not
chat
going
is
to
on.
advance the session.
My game chat also is on.
Let me fix that real quick. gonna be honest with you, that was actually just a reason for me to show you the great Christmas transition I made for Renegade Racing. I quite literally made that in 2.5 minutes. Right before we went live. So just shout out to Canva. We we appreciate you. The true
You know, and
MVP.
I don't want to spoil how the cake is made, but that was a smooth and seamless transition for you to manufacture an issue to have to show off the transition so naturally.
Yeah, well, hey,
So
I made a comment earlier about professional streamers. We do claim to be that.
we do claim we're not pros, but we are professionals.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. That's what it is. Um last I last I heard, it sounded like they were getting ready to go.
It did sound like it. Taking a look down the roster, looks like Jeremy Root hopped in a little late and is doing his qualifying laps here really quickly. So we'll see one where he ends up, and two should, by the look of it, be probably our last qualifier. Looking at the names left who have not qualified, many of whom are notorious for wanting to just start at the back with Liam Beebe, good old Doogie Wagner, Tim Richardson back there as well. Usually a good shout for starting at the back and making his way forward, but we'll see where Jeremy Root goes here on his first full flying lap.
Um I would like to also point out one thing I really like about Mr. Jeremy Root's car here. The aesthetically pleasing green or yellowish green on the bottom border of his car. I don't know why that catches my attention, but it does, and I'm a big fan of
Good.
Jeremy Root takes the pole.
Oh baby, what an upset at the death. Oh man.
You know what? It was the border across the bottom of his car.
You know what? It might have been, because what a qualifying we had there.
Came in here and just said, "That's mine."
He said, "I'll be taking that. Thank you very much."
Right. Well, we seems like we're gonna be ready for some tussling and bustling up here in the front of the pack.
This one's gonna be a lot of fun. We have some very aggressive drivers, some very fast drivers, all right at the sharp end of the grid. So this one is going to be exciting off the rip. See who's gonna, really try and make a move early, try and get in position. Who might just choose to sit back and wait. Hey, the world is our oyster in this one.
While we wait on them to begin gridding, take a look at the track conditions here. The weather is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 45% chance of humidity. It is partly cloudy with a whopping 2-mile-per-hour wind. As stated, we are at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is a 1.5-mile track. The temperature of the track is also that looks like 78 degrees. My eyes are not what I thought they were.
I dare say it is. So
Okay.
honestly, that's got me more excited than anything. Not to have a roasting track, especially in these light mini stock cars. I think we're going to see a lot of grip and we're going to see a lot of moves.
I am thoroughly excited to see how this one pans out as we get ready for some racing. The grid for tonight's affair, taking pole is Jeremy Root, and on his outside is Jeff Mills. Behind them is Barry Tollison with Adam Sprinkle on the outside. Then there is Benny Two Names with Eric Copthorne on the outside of him, Gary Miller and Tyler Barnes. Then we have Andrew Smith with Tim Richards, Liam Beebe and Jeremy Kelter behind them. And then I go to the next ones. It doesn't seem to show. I'm assuming old Doogie.
I'll say, yep, you're missing good old Doogie Wagner.
I'm
which I believe, if my
assuming.
math is serving me correctly, I believe we only have 13 in the session, so I think Doug might have just gotten left off on his own.
Oh, well, Doogie, you've got some fighting to do, bud. But if there's anyone that can do it, it's you.
Getting a little confirmation there with the timing tower popping in. As we are officially underway here on the pacing lap.
Let's take a look at these cars here as well while we are doing this pace lap.
We're nothing if not paint connoisseurs here.
Yes. So then we've got, okay, I just got farther away. That helps a lot. Okay, so you got Jeremy Root here in the, we'll just call it the green strap. Think that's a good way to go about it.
Sure.
Then
Why not?
you got Jeff Mills in his Hooters car. Adam Sprinkle in his White House apple juice. Barry Tollison in his yellow Fearless. You might want to update that. Ben Ryan in his Christmas James Wagner welding mobile. Eric Hopthorne in his Ipswich Bay.
I want to hop towards the front here, Ryan.
Uh-oh.
It's about that time.
It is about that time. We're getting ready to go green flag racing.
Green flag. Perfect timing. Let's go racing. As my daddy once told me, boogity 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 boys. Let's turn left.
Or there's also the version that is less known, more rare, if you will, that goes boogity woogity woogity. One Dylan Grace says that before every race.
Things you learn.
Yep, I thought he was doing it on accident, and I yelled at him once for it.
Hey, you gotta keep them in line somehow, even if they are correct. Got a solid 2-line race going on already.
And it looks like the front handful of cars have went with the buddy system. One car
It does
is,
appear that way, yeah. You know, hey, you can never go anywhere without your wilderness buddy.
yep, Thunder Buddies for life.
Oh,
Looked like Jeff Mills got a little
Jeff Mills.
swirly there. Looks like they're clanging and banging back there, and
it does. We got some fighting going on. You know, it's always that we said this a lot last week when we were racing around Bristol in the dirt. It's just going to take that one moment, and you just got to be in position to take advantage. And that was one of those moments where you could see everyone kind of jump at the opportunity to try and make up a little bit of ground. As we have a front pack here that is as tight knit as I think you could ask for at this point.
It looks like Barry Tolson might be getting a little squirrely there on the exit of 4 as well.
It does. I mean, you take that low line coming out of 4 here at Charlotte, and hey, if you don't take it right, it'll spit you back out if you don't treat it right.
Well, and these the tires on these cars seem to heat up very quickly. It also doesn't help that they are the size of shopping cart tires.
That's because just run into Walmart real quick, picking up a few things, and we're riding it back.
Well, these drivers are running to the back of Walmart if that is the case.
See, some very interesting strategies going on here. You can see the people at the front seeming to be settling in very nicely, trying to get some pushing in where they can, but up and down the grid, it seems like people have settled into a nice little groove here to start this one out. They know it's a long race, and so I think it feels like everyone's made the moves that they're going to make at this point, and we're just going to wait and see if any opportunities open up for any of these guys.
Well, and with these cars, I mean, a 50-lap race doesn't really sound all that bad, but these cars top out at a whopping like 130. So
Right, dude, that's what I was talking about this before the broadcast started, but I mean, racing the mini stocks here, Charlotte, I mean, you race the trucks or the Xfinity cars, and all of a sudden it feels a little different. But you throw the mini stocks here, and it almost becomes a super speedway.
These types of races are a lot of fun to be a part of because you just don't really know what to expect.
Exactly. It's the little bit. It's the unknown factor. It's just you got to jump in. You got to be on your toes, ready to jump at any opportunity, and also be on the edge not to kill yourself in the process.
Yes. I'm gonna hop back here, see what's going on with the full pack since everyone's just together. Doesn't really matter what car we're looking at.
I was gonna say, yeah, we've had got a pretty tight knit pack here. We have a couple of guys like Tim Richardson, Jeremy, Eric, just kind of content to sit on this low line here towards the rear, just kind of settling in, maybe doing a little bit of fuel saving. Not sure what the pit strategy situation is going to look like tonight, but that's going to be an interesting thing to follow. See if anyone can eke out any strategy calls from fuel savings standpoint.
Yeah, I neglected to try and look at what we were looking at gas wise or tire wise or anything like that.
Ooh, I kind of like that. We're gonna sweat it out with them, guys. Except we got even less info than they do. We'll just be in the dark.
Yeah.
That'll just make, hey, if we get some green flag stops though, that's just gonna make it even more exciting because we're gonna get taken by surprise, just like maybe some of these other guys are.
We're on board with Gary Miller here, just trying to see what he's seeing in the middle of the pack a little bit.
Yeah, looking at it from a broad standpoint, he's kind of leading that rear pack line, just kind of riding up here or there, kind of playing his options. He has pretty much everything available to him, and so it's kind of interesting to see kind of playing the middle ground almost, just riding around in the center, making sure not to overheat, and just being ready for anything that comes up.
On it, you can hear when they start to lift ever so slightly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's very interesting strategy wise, especially at a race like this where the draft is so important.
Yeah, because you catch a draft in these cars, you're either going to go through the vehicle in front of you, or you are going to have to jump out one way or another. And
Yeah.
when you're on the bottom line down here, especially on the corner, there's only one way. Because if you go down, your race,
You're gonna have a bad time.
your race is gonna be in jeopardy.
No, absolutely. Very interesting stuff going on here. We have a little bit of spread happening there towards the rear of the field, taking a look at the timing tower scrolling across the top. But other than that, I mean, we've run basically side by side, 2x2 for this entire race so far as we crossed over into double digit laps. So we're a fifth of the way there already. Can you believe it?
I'm very pleased with how this race is panning out so far. We're on board with Andrew Smith here, watching what he does on the south side line. Looks like Adams.
Take a look up there on the wall. We had it for a brief moment. We're certified 3-wide moment. Our first one of the race. We'll probably be seeing more of that as this race develops, but these guys are always itching for a little certified 3-wide.
Oh, they always are. They always are.
Now here begs the real question: with as small as these cars are we going to see a potential 4-wide moment at any point during this race?
I would say anything can happen here in Renegade Racing. As Jeremy Root throws down one hell of a block down on Barry Tolleson there on the inside line.
No, absolutely. I mean, you see some of those late moves a lot at races like this.
There
baby.
it is.
Oh, we got a little bit of carnage here. Does he hold it? It just develops from there. Looks like 3 cars all taken out there.
Oh my gosh.
That was a rough one, to say the least.
That one was incredible. Let's see if we can kind of backtrack a little bit here, see exactly where the initial contact is. Looks like let's see if we can.
Oh, it's right there.
So it looks like Almost looks like Barry Tolson tries
Yeah, I'll say
to come back on track after touching the grass a little bit, and there just wasn't enough room.
yeah, that's one of those. I mean, you can even take it further back towards the start finish line where it all kicked off, and it looks like by the by what I'm looking at here, it seems like Barry kind of gets into Ben Ryan, who then kind of gets tangled up with Jeff Mills to kind of start that whole thing off. Jeff Mills ends up sliding into the wall, and then you have behind you. You basically mentioned what happened from there. You had Liam kind of cutting across the grass, and it just all stemmed from there. Just nowhere for some of these guys to go.
So let's just see this replay here. Barry gets a little uncomfortable there after making contact with what looked like Jeremy Root, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like it. Man, that was a big one.
That was rough. Let's take a cockpit view of good old Adam Sprinkle here. Let's go along for the ride that he went on, shall we? Oh no, I don't know if I want to. Man.
Oh man, that's one of those that's so unfortunate too, because you feel like everyone holds it, but then just a couple people hit the wall, lose a little bit of momentum, and everyone gets all out of line, and before you know it, you're flipping over into the infield.
Yeah, and you never want to be mixed up in something like this, especially when it happens so many cars in front of you. You really didn't have
Right.
anywhere to go, and that's just the hand you were dealt. This is the ride that Adam went on during this accident. Adam
Let's see.
almost made it.
Oh
Then he
yeah,
was-
so you can see exactly. Probably went through his mind. He saw that outside line open up, and he tried to put his car there. Before he knew it, he had two cars going through his hood. So that's just kind of how it goes sometimes, unfortunately.
that is unfortunate for everyone involved. We're gonna hop back into live camera angle here. Looks as though we've got good old Andrew Smith up here leading the pack on this restart. That was one hell of a ride that Adam
That
took
was.
there.
No, it absolutely was. That's one of those where you imagine what that would be like in real life, and I say no, thank you.
Yeah, I actually don't ever want to be in a predicament like that. I will be entirely honest.
Hey, I mean, if anything, that just goes to show how much more impressive the people that do this in real life are. Because man, oh man, if that was on the table every race, every weekend, that'd be a lot to have to face.
Yeah, that's a whole lot to take in there. I don't know if anybody went down any laps there.
Let's take a look.
These laps take a little bit, especially under cautions.
True. Yeah, I dare say everyone made it out. It looks like Barry Tolson there was probably the closest one to going a lap down, but it looks like he was able to get out before the pace car made its way back around. So looks like everyone's going to continue to be on the lead lap here. So that's kind of the good part, right? Especially with we had a pretty solid 13, 14 laps of green flag racing. You never want to get a lap down because you never know, as we've seen in the past, when if you will or won't get your lap back.
Yep, it's always a gamble when something like that happens. You just never know if you're going to be able to bounce back from that. But we are getting ready to go green flag racing again here in Renegade Racing Thursday Night Thunder. Green flag has come out.
Absolutely, and they are away. Tyler Barnes with a nice little jump there on that restart. As we know with these sorts of races, that gap will close rather quickly.
Oh, yes.
We'll see how this one settles out. Tyler Barnes still remaining in the lead. Eric Copperthorne, who was one of those guys that was kind of hanging around in the back, all of a sudden finds himself with a nice little spot. Kept his nose clean, got a free pit stop. Liam Beebe also there now up in P3. So we talked about it before, that strategy call to kind of play it safe, hang back, take advantage of some potential carnage. coming good for them right now.
Yeah, we've seen Liam have some pretty good strategic moves in the last few weeks. As stated last week, he was the winner of the Turkey Bowl this year, and he had what he says was a lucky break strategically, but I think he played it perfect, and who knows, we might see that again tonight.
I mean, you can say luck all you want, but those long shot strategies are only as long shot as they are until they come to fruition. So I'm sure as a driver you want to downplay your achievements a little bit, but at the end of the day, he did exactly what he needed to do to take it home.
Looks as though Ben Ryan and Adam Sprinkler are trying to keep each other glued to each other's bumpers.
To say, yeah, they are getting fully into it. More impressive than Adam Sprinkle has already made his way back up to the front after the tumble we watched him take.
Yeah, he, as one Katy Perry once said, he was like a plastic bag floating through the wind.
The words of wisdom.
By the great
Not
Katy Perry.
Right, exactly. Not too shabby to say the least. Unfortunately, taking a look at the timing tower, I'm noticing looks like Barry Tolson might have fallen out of draft here. Wonder if we missed something potentially on that restart with him. Potentially losing out on the draft. Be interesting to see if he gets the benefit of a late caution to maybe close that field back up. But at this point, that's a sinking feeling when you're just falling off the back of the pack on these.
It does seem as though he has a little bit of damage on the front end of that car, so I don't know if maybe he did make a little bit of contact with something, or if this
I'll
is
do
from
some deep diving on the side, and we'll see what we can find in the old race logs here.
All right.
We know he was the last one out of the pits. Maybe he just, what might have been also, he might have just not made it back around before we went green. It just might have been off the back of the pack. Oh, looks like he made it. Okay, here, you commentate live. I'll do the research, and I'll get back to you.
All right, we are riding up front here with watching Tyler Barnes, but really we're just watching the whole pack. Adam Sprinkle getting that shove from Benny Two Names. That bottom line seems to love crossing that bottom blue and white stripe painted on the apron of that car, or the track, sorry. We have a certified 3-wide moment.
Certified 3-wide.
Liam Beebe stuck in the middle, accidentally makes contact with, I believe that is Jeremy Root.
Well, as we know with Oreos, the best bits are the ones in the middle.
I've never heard a truer statement. Jeremy Root is hugging that outside line. He is pushing up to the front by himself.
3 wide at the front. This has been awesome, and I can sadly say, doing some research, it looks like Barry might be carrying a little bit of damage. It didn't look like he took a fast repair, considering how long he was in the pit. So he might have just tried to tough one out, and unfortunately, he might just not have the straight line speed to kind of keep with the draft. So we'll have to keep an eye out on him and see what happens with the rest of this one. But man, oh man, jumping back into some live action, things you love to see as you're making your way back up to live.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Barry is banking on a possible yeah, words are hard.
Late caution.
There you go. Thank you.
Or at least just another caution here. But we are halfway in this race already. And I mean, as we know in these types of races, you're usually good, especially in those last couple of laps for another one. So as long as he doesn't go, I think if he doesn't go a lap down, or even if he does, it's only 1 lap down, I think he'll take that one. But at this point, that is a tough position to be in here, as we have, is that 2 3-wide moments I'm seeing?
That it looks like there's potentially 3.
It does look, it's kind of hovering between 2 and 3. these guys, I think, have settled in very nicely into this race and are feeling comfortable enough, as we saw the 67 of Ben Ryan potentially giving a sniff to a 4 wide moment here at the halfway mark.
Yeah, it looks like these guys are very comfortable with what's going on here. As it looked like Ben Ryan just got extremely uncomfortable there.
I was gonna say, yeah, he and Eric got a good, got very acquainted there on that low line.
Liam Beebe bouncing back and forth. Oh, it looks as though they left Jeremy Root out to dry up there on that outside line, but it looks like Jeremy Root doesn't really care.
He's got the run, man. I think you have, man, that is tough. You have Adam Sprinkle up there trying to do his best to get that car as wide as he can, but these mini stocks are only so wide, and this lead is going to shape and shuffle from here, especially if we're going to have 3 full lines going here like we are.
And I will also like to touch on this is the final race in this series for the mini stocks. After the Christmas and New Year's break, we will be jumping back into super late models for the remainder of the season.
Oh baby, you gotta love stepping into these different cars though. I feel like it's good to get some of these cars out, get them on track every once in a while, really test these guys in some cars that may not have a whole lot of experience in.
Yes, I thoroughly enjoy seeing everyone get into the driver's seat of something that they might not be entirely comfortable with. As Adam Sprinkle there just turned into Harry Houdini.
He did turn into Harry Houdini, and he's gone once again. Was that Tyler Barnes that he might have gotten hooked up with? I know he was blinking there for a second. I'm not sure what we saw from in the cockpit point of view, but that's unfortunate for Adam Sprinkle, who once again is caught up in another incident.
I do believe that was Tyler Barnes. We're gonna hop into the cockpit view here and see what Tyler Barnes is looking at. This I can't help but think that this helps out. Yep, there goes Adam just sliding across the hood of Tyler Barnes as if he was Bo Duke.
Yeah, that's one of those tough ones where, not being sure whether or not he was there for Tyler is just that's one of those unfortunate ones where just kind of 2 cars come together, and be interesting to see. I don't think if my eyes did not deceive me, I don't know if Adam Sprinkle actually ended up hitting the wall, so he might be all right.
He did not. He actually saved it pretty well and then just straightened out back onto the track. But you have to think that this is going to be a prime time for Barry to hop into pits and fix his damage.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely going to take advantage of that if I were him. Give him an opportunity to kind of get back in this one. I think we've all tried those kinds of strategies of try and just take the damage where you can and then hope that it's enough, but once it proves that it's, not a viable strategy, I think you kind of have to, eat a little bit of crow and just bite that bullet.
Looks as though everyone is
Bar
coming.
one.
Oh, except for
our first split strategy moment of the race.
Doogie Wagner himself has stayed out on the track.
Good old Doogie Wagner. He's got 16 lap old tires. Let's see. I'm curious to see if anyone's going to take tires here. Maybe just take them if you got them,
Oh, it looks like people are taking tires.
It does appear so. So far, it seems like everyone has, so far, that at least has left the pits. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that just in case. Seems like some people got some jockeying for position coming out of the pits. And it does seem like everyone who went into the pits decided to take tires. So we're going to be very interesting to see how running at the front is going to go for old Doogie Wagner on those 16 lap old tires.
I am excited to see how this goes. It looks as though we've got pretty much everybody that just went into pits except for Wagner, as I said.
True. and it's sad to report, but I did notice that it looks like Barry Tolson has decided to either take 5 or potentially retire from this race, unfortunately, and just not sure what happened there, but it seems like
He might have just
not sure on there,
decided
but
to take it on back to the hauler.
it does seem so. Is that Jeremy Root? I see diving into the pits.
That is Jeremy Root. I'm wondering if he.
Did we get a speeding in the pit lane, maybe?
Well, I don't think that he'd be able to do
Serve it,
that
right.
during caution. I'm wondering if he maybe only took 2 tires and wanted to take 4, or if he
Very
didn't
possible.
get
We'll see what happens
gas?
here. Maybe
Uh,
just gas. Yeah, maybe.
Probably just a splash and dash there for old Jeremy Root.
Potentially, I mean, very, very easily could be potentially the iRacing auto fuel might have just not given him enough fuel to make him comfortable. Decides to take the risk, stop in, just get enough to know he can push to the end and not have to worry about any fuel saving. It will be interesting to see if that is the case for anyone here in this lineup. We've seen recently the iRacing auto fuel can get it wrong sometimes, so maybe a little extra insurance isn't a bad thing.
I don't know if you know this, Dakota, but iRacing never does anything wrong.
Very true. Supreme Overlord is always correct. You're right. Owner of all of my money, I guess. Who's really the winner here?
Well, you know, if it wasn't going to be iRacing, it probably would have still been Valorant. But we won't
That
speak
is-
on that. The
We'll come back to those
lights.
stories another time.
Those, yeah. I need more alcohol for those.
Could we
the
even tell
lights
those
on the-
stories on a broadcast? That's another discussion all in itself.
Yep. The pace car is pulled into pit road, and we are green flag racing. 18 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Oh, baby.
Doogie Wagner pulling away from the pack early, but will those old tires curse him in the remainder
We're
of
going to
this
see
race?
just how much of a super speedway it feels like right now to see how old Doogie does on those tires. But at least as of right now, he's still out there at the front. He will have one advantage, at least in the beginning, because those tires will definitely be up to temperature. How much that'll play a factor, time will tell, but we'll find out one way or another.
It looks as though it might be sooner rather than later when we will find this out.
It does appear that way. So taking a look at the standings as they scroll top. Looks like only Mbibi might have dropped back a little bit. He now sits behind Adam Sprinkle and Jeremy. And a potential moment here with a little separation between that top 7 or 8 in the secondary group. They're going to be extremely careful here to try not to fall off too far. Looks like they managed to hold it with that front group though.
It looks like Jeremy Keltner just took out Jeremy Root. Was not a fan of the other Jeremy.
Jeremy on Jeremy violence. Looks like he might have just dipped a tire down on the apron and just kind of rode up. Unfortunate contact, but
Well,
that's a tough one.
it looks as though Jeremy gets loose way back. Way back.
Yeah, I think he kind of dipped a tire in 4 down on the apron. Might have upset him a little bit. He gave Jeremy Root a little love tap on his rear corner, and then I think it was just one of those. Jeremy Root might have thought he would had a clear run through the kink, and that they just unfortunately came together. That's a tough one. That feels very avoidable, but at the same time, it's just one of those spatial awareness things that's always so tough sometimes.
Well, and it kind of looks back here on the exit of 4, I believe, as we're watching the car slide backwards. It kind of looks like everyone gets it together. Then Jeremy Root comes down and just
It does. That's a tough one. It's hard to blame Jeremy Root there because especially with the overspeed he had on the outside there, he must have just thought he was going to clear Jeremy Keltner there and just did not have as much space as he potentially thought he did.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. Really not sure who that would fall on there.
That is a tough one. The rules about overlap always get a little hazy, especially in those kind of incidents. But it's just, I mean, just looking at it from a 10,000 foot view, it does seem like Jeremy Root does kind of come down into Jeremy Keltner. But
Gary,
maybe,
not to cut you off, Gary Miller is currently driving down pit lane. I'm wondering if he's getting some gas, maybe a splash.
I was gonna
of
say,
dash.
yeah. I'm telling you, a little bit of this is why I always say, just take a little extra and just know you don't have to worry about it. I know there's some people out there who like to run it razor thin, but maybe a little extra, maybe a little damage too, potentially, maybe a little scrape of the wall here or there, a little bump, just double checking everything, making sure everything looks okay.
Yep, because he's still sitting in there. Yeah, we've from personal experience, we have definitely taken the gamble and it not pay off when it comes to pit strategy. So we have been on the best of the side of that situation and the worst.
No, absolutely. It's one of those where you're really taking the risk. If it works out great. But what'll be interesting to see here is we're gonna have about 10 or so laps left in this one. We'll see who has what it takes. I'll tell you what, who it is working out for currently is Dougie Wagner, who is on 22 lap old tires currently, sitting up in there in second, taking advantage of not pitting before. It'll be interesting to see what he's. I would be love to know what his fuel situation looks like. See if he how confident he's feeling at this point.
Yeah, he's got to be hoping and praying that there aren't too many more cautions in this this affair.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely going to be. And I told you, this is heating up to be a lot of fun, especially when you get down to this crunch time. This is where every decision matters. Every little thing will come back to either help you or hurt you. It'll be interesting to see who takes advantage of that the most.
I also can't help but notice that old Timmy Richardson is not too far off the lead up here in what seems to be sixth place. So he also has a potential to surprise everyone and hop, skip, and jump his way up to the front.
Oh, absolutely. I think the fact that this is kind of the first time we're really mentioning him up in the pack, I think goes to show just how a good race that quite solid race that he's running this one. Started at the back, just kind of bided his time. Now finds himself in position to be in position as we're nearing the checkered flag one lap at a time.
It seems as though we have lost Adam Sprinkle.
Oh man, I wonder if he maybe caught a little damage and from that spin or something. I'm not sure.
Or either, but we are going green flag racing here again at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 12 laps to go.
Here we go.
As Benny Two Names takes the lead. But Doogie Wagner is not going down without a fight.
No, he's not. He's going to get the benefit of being able to run that higher line too on those really worn tires. So, be very. I tell you what, I don't know if you could have asked for a better spot to restart in if you're Doogie here, getting the benefit. But will those tires hold out? Especially, I mean, tires are only going to help you so much at a race like this. But at the same time, position is probably king here.
Well, and it seems as though Doug's tires might be keeping him from keeping one lane here.
I was gonna say he is getting a little slidey here on corner exit as he hits that transition from the banking onto the straight. So it'll be very interesting to see what that looks like, especially when the pack forms up here as we're within the last 10 laps here. We'll see if we get any spice levels increase as this pack bunches up, as we already see some third lane forming here.
I was about to say, it looks as though we're looking into some 3 wide action back here, and the second and third row.
Absolutely. This is your 10 laps to go certified 3-wide moment. 3x3 even. This is going to get extra spicy as we near here. This is when everyone's going to start to get a little more aggressive. Pull up a little tighter on the bumper of the car ahead of you. Really put the pressure on. Force everyone around you to be inch perfect. So we find out if the moment's too big, light's too bright.
Looked like Tyler Barnes got a little wobbly there on the straightaway or the oval a little bit there.
Did. We have an interesting development back here in the fourth row. Liam Beebe on the outside getting left out to dry as we form back up into 2 lanes. He drops back into 9th here. He's going to try and settle in and get up some momentum back, but this is heating up at the front with Doug Wagner not giving an inch, not giving a single inch to anybody.
Dougie is not afraid to use that door. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we got some contact behind.
Oh, that's going to hurt Doug if he's playing the fuel game here. That's gotta hurt him a little bit.
It does. But I mean, at the same time, if he needs a little splash and dash, this is going to line up perfectly for him. He's got a nice little pocket to pit himself into, but that's one of those moments I'm talking about, especially these late race situations. People get a little tighter, you run a little closer together. All it takes is one little checkup, one way or another, to put you in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Here it looks as though old Jeremy Root was potentially sticking his nose into that little gap between Eric Hopthorne and Tim Richardson, and Eric Hopthorne came down and just tagged Tim, and then
that's all she wrote.
Yeah, there was a little bit of everything going on here. I do believe Eric Hopthorne probably got the worst end of all this.
I do think so. Yeah, he kind of gets that rear quarter, just gives a little tank slapper, and then both he and Jeremy Root behind just.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I think we just saw the same thing at the same time, because what looks was that Jeremy, who just gets absolutely just fourth wheel murdered coming through as he tries to continue on.
Jeremy Keltner is trying to just take a Sunday stroll.
Oh.
And goes airborne.
Oh my goodness.
As we stated last week, I no longer believe this car is for sale. I think it is just up for grabs at this point.
I was gonna say that's the one you find parked up at the side of the road and says, "Please
take this off my hands." What a race!
What a way to go!
Jeremy Keltner is going to be parked in the pit stall there to get all of his repairs done. He has to have had a fast repair, because after what we just witnessed, he's already pulling out of the pits.
Luckily, yeah. Thankfully, that's why you always keep one in your back pocket for these closing moments, because if you're going to get unlucky like that, having one in your back pocket makes you feel a little better at least.
You can't help but feel bad for Tim Richardson there, who was in a pretty good spot, was just racing his race, and is now back in the rear around 8th position.
Absolutely. But hey, with what we'll probably have 3-4 laps remaining, but by the time this one's green again, and so that's plenty of time to have some fun, get frisky with it. I mean, you got almost nothing to lose running where they are. Stick a nose in safely and see what comes out.
Oh, what was that? Was that a yellow flag number 3? Is that correct?
Oh, we had one at like 15, and then we had one at like 31. And then we had the one. Yeah, this one might be 4. 15:30. No, 3. You might be right.
Yeah, I believe that was only caution number 3. That's not too shabby.
Really, honestly, we're running it at basically a 15 lap increment, right? Because we had one on basically 15 and then one on 31. Now here we are on 46. That's basically one every 15 laps. Which, if you're extrapolating that one out for you math heads at home, that means we're green for the rest of the way. So take that one to the bank.
Also, he said math heads with an A. Just to clarify.
Hey, to each their own.
Well,
we know where we grew up.
I was about to say our hometown. Anyway, here we go.
Anywho.
We are getting ready to go green flag racing here. The lights on the pace car are off. About to go green flag. There will be 4 laps to go.
Some might say the perfect number of laps.
You know, some people could potentially say it would be 6 or 7. But I think you're right when you're around that number 4.
I need the world to know that I did it, but obviously you can't see.
Oh, well, I hate myself for even saying that. Here we go, green flag racing.
Here we go. Doug Wagner with a huge jump. I think that all eyes are going to be on. I'm going to have my eyes on 2 different things here. We have Doug Wagner on 32 lap old tires. Everyone else in between has about 16 laps. But then you have Jeremy Keltner and Eric Hoppenthorne here in 9th and 10th with 2 and 3 lap old tires. So this is where we're really going to find out and see if these fresh tires make any difference.
Oh man, Jeff Mills absolutely
Taking
doring.
no prisoners down the apron. Oh, I can see it. Oh, is this it? Is this our 4 wide moment?
Oh, it might be.
Who has the run? We are 3 wide in the lead.
Tyler Barnes taking the lead from Doug Wagner.
Oh man.
Gary Miller almost getting into that right rear quarter panel.
They really wanted it. Doug was taking no prisoners on the outside there.
Man, what a move from Jeff Mills. But then also, what a move from Tyler Barnes, sending it from the top rope. Oh my gosh, there goes Gary Miller.
Gary Miller, see you later.
There are 2 laps to go. It looks as though there might not end up being a caution for that.
They're letting this one roll out. I think some of the drivers might have thought a caution was going to come out there, might have lifted. They're getting for a rude awakening. They're falling off the rear. We have a split group here now.
Well, and it looked like that might have been a single car accident, which would not cause a caution.
For sure. Well, I think Eric kind of gave Gary a little bit of a help, kind of getting around, but you're right. He didn't take anyone else out. This is going to get very interesting as we now settle in, at least as of right now, a 6-car battle for the lead.
Oh, Benny Two Names is itching to get up there. There's Timmy Richardson. He's back up here.
He's having some fun. He's kind of sitting in the back. He's waiting to see what happens. It's going to get really interesting in these last couple of corners here to cross the line. Who's going to make a move? Doug Wagner on 35 laps.
Oh
tires.
man, there it goes. There it goes.
Getting a little swirly.
Old Doogie Wagner.
Oh, this is going to be. Who's it going to be?
Doug Wagner says, screw the racetrack. I'm going below the line.
He said, thank you very much, Tyler Barnes, with that amazing move. Jeff Mills also. Absolutely fantastic finish there. Those 35 lap tires did everything they could, but unfortunately he needed about another 200 meters and just couldn't get it.
That was absolutely insane to see how that race panned out in those last few laps.
No, yeah, that's exactly why we go racing, right? You know, you're literally nose to bumper the entire last run, and you are just fighting tooth and nail for every inch of real estate.
I couldn't have asked for a better race there for that last bit. That was some good racing. But let's see. We're just gonna see if we can figure something out here. Trying to find a good camera angle to do it. That's well, there goes Adam. That's a
I
replay
was
of
gonna
earlier.
say, nice little
Man,
replay of
I
slow
believe
motion replay of
I
Adam's pirouette.
yeah, that's the one that Adam saved himself on. Yeah, that was a wild one to say the least.
Absolutely, banger, banger, banger.
So we had Tyler Barnes there in first place, Jeff Mills, and then I believe Andrew Smith. Wow,
Finishing it out.
wow. Okay, that's a pretty good lineup there. Pretty good lineup. See if we can get some interviews here. I am still trying to figure out what I want to do with my life over here on the camera
Too real.
side of things. Oh, all right. Let's see. Bring Andrew down first. I don't see Jeff Mills, so it seems
Run away.
as though I'm just gonna start dragging Andrew. We're gonna bring him in here. I think that's Andrew, isn't it? Come on.
I would imagine.
Yes, it is. Andrew, it's Ryan and Dakota in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. I hear you.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good.
That was one hell of a finish there.
I do appreciate it. That was rough. That was scary
There,
and fun.
dude.
Super fun.
We I think that's probably one of the most exciting finishes I've gotten to call myself. I can't speak on behalf of Dakota here, but that was pretty interesting and pretty exciting.
Pretty sure I blacked out.
Oh.
I don't very much remember the end. I just remember I was trying to help Dougie as much as possible. I was trying to get him pushed up in front of those guys, hoping that he would drop down when he got cleared. There was a point where he was somewhat clear and probably could have dropped down in front of him, but it's unfortunate that
That's gonna happen.
he split up and I went under.
Yeah, I want to bring it up, Dougie. I want to ask about that because we were talking about it in the booth a lot. Doug opting not to pit earlier, about 15 laps before everyone else did, electing to stay on those old tires. We've been talking about kind of whether they'd hold on. Can you take us through? You kind of mentioned there trying to help him out as best you could. What it was like to run there at the front with him on those older tires.
I kind of wish I did the same thing. It seemed like the older tires actually weren't even really bothering him that bad. I felt like I was still, kind of riding behind somebody that did have fresh tires. So I kind of wish I'd had the same strategy he did.
Totally understand. Another, I think, comparison that we made, especially with these mini stocks, Charlotte in the bigger cars may not necessarily feel the way, but in these mini stocks, it almost kind of becomes a super speedway race. And so, kind of what the effect was going to have on the tires was kind of up for debate. And so, it sounds like from what you're talking about, potentially it might have been that way.
Pretty much full throttle the whole time. It's like Daytona for these cars. It was like Daytona go-karts. That was amazing.
Yeah, it looked like it was a lot of fun out there.
It was fun, and the 3 wide was smooth. We were all keeping out of each other for the most part, so super fun.
Well, you got to survive with a third place finish here. So, is there anybody that you'd like to shout out or thank?
I gotta thank you guys for letting me come over from Roughneck and race over here in Renegade. Been wanting to race these for a while, but every Thursday it seems like we've had something to do. So, was glad to get in here before the break and race with everybody. And whoever's sponsoring the league right now, shout out to them, and can't wait for the break to be over.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Dakota, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry I cut you off.
Well, I was gonna say now he's got a streak going, a little podium streak. He's got to come back after the break.
Yeah, I gotta come get the win. Gotta put a win in there.
Just around the corner.
With a race like tonight, I think you are very capable of doing so, sir.
Gonna try.
We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you after the break.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Old Tyler Barnes, it's Ryan and Dakota in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
That was one heck of a race there that we got to witness.
Yeah, that was something.
What was going through your mind there when you were seeing that opening and you just took it?
Well, I was coming up behind him. I was sitting there trying to come up with a game plan, and I seen Mills and I can't remember who else was up there, but they got into each other, or Dougie got into each other, and I just seen how much momentum I had. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and see what I can do, and I ended up clearing both of them and put me in a perfect spot.
Yeah, that contact between Doogie and Jeff Mills was pretty insane, honestly. I'm really surprised that neither one of them lost it there.
Yeah, I was just on the edge of my seat.
Gonna say you almost were in the perfect position to get to watch that, and it was almost a shame probably to have to go around the outside to take the lead off their hands.
Yeah, I hated to do it to him.
Looking back on it, you still take it though, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
No, for sure. I'm curious to get your take on it. You know, these mini stocks, one, they're a lot of fun, but we were talking about it in the booth, but you know, these cars, especially at a track like Charlotte's, got to be a lot of fun. Surely a lot of, you know, foot to the floor, kind of just picking and choosing your spots. What was it like out there?
Yeah, some tracks this season ain't been all that, but we've had our fun in the mini stocks. I mean, you get in here and you get some good races if you got the right group of guys, and that's what we got here. So, I mean, you're always gonna look for a show.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
it certainly looked like it was a lot of fun out there, and you came away with another win. So you know, it seems like you know what you're doing over here at Renegade Racing. So
Yeah, just getting my feet wet.
I want to congratulate you again. And is there any shout outs you want to give out or anything like that?
Yes, sir. My Lord and Savior, most definitely. My fiance, y'all in the broadcast for sure. Y'all appreciate everything y'all do. Renegade Racing, Wagoner's Welding, Elite Motorsports, everybody. I mean, everybody that makes this stuff happen, man. I appreciate all y'all.
Appreciate you coming out here and doing it. Got a couple of weeks off here to get some rest and relaxation. I'm sure you're already itching to get back in the driver's seat.
Oh yes, sir. You already know it.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoy your break, and we will see you back here again after the holidays.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas and God bless.
You as well. All right, Dakota. That was one hell of a way to go out for this holiday break we're about to start.
No, absolutely. I don't think you could ask for literally anything better than what we just got to see. So cannot complain whatsoever.
I think this is where we sign off, my friend.
All right. Hey, if I do say so myself, best one we've ever done.
You know what? Can't argue with that.
All we gotta do now is beat this one for the next time, and we'll just keep it rolling.
Hey, you know what? There's only one way to go, and it's up. So here we go.
Absolutely.
Strap a rocket to our ass and just send us away. Anyway,
Anywho,
we want to thank you for being here for the last mini stock race for Renegade. As we come back, we will be in the super late models, and those only get even more fun. So, enjoy your holidays. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I believe I will be back for a holiday special that we will be having for the NASCAR Craftsman Trucks at Spa. I believe Dakota here is going to be running in that race, so it might just be yours truly in the booth. We'll have to see what's going on.
No, for sure, you're gonna have to pry Spa in the trucks for my cold dead hands if you're gonna tell me I'm not running that.
Oh no, you're running it, bud, and you're gonna win it.
Oh, I like that energy. Let's carry that one forward.
There we go. All right. Thanks for being here. Have a happy holidays, and we will see you guys on the next one.
See you guys.